For the override, the ballot question, we had for yes, 1,030 votes, for no, 1,479. And there were 3 blank ballots.
3?
3.
Overall, do you know what the percentage of registered voters cast ballots say? Does that print out?
Because it was a double election, I have to go back and figure that out, but I think it was over 30%. I walked in the door tonight and said, oh, I didn't do that one.
A good town election, you usually get 20%. That's a good town election.
An annual town election gets between 12 and 15% in
Yeah.
Plainville.
Yeah.
Our last override election, I believe we had somewhere like 23% maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we did over 30%.
How long ago was that? Do you remember?
2008.
2000.
I was only clerk for about a month. My first election.
Okay, so the good news is you're returning to the Board of Selectmen. The bad news is you don't have override money. What the hell are you going to do?
Well, come tomorrow, I'm sure that we're going to have to rethink a few of our ideas and come up with a couple solutions, and we're just going to have to buckle down, and we will get through it. Plainville will survive.
Sure.
We will get through it. And I want all the residents to realize that I don't want the town to be divided about that. And what we have to do is struggle and somehow come to a happy medium, which I feel we will be able to do that.
As the town administrator, you're responsible for running the town on a daily basis, working, of course, with the Board of Selectmen. The override not passing, how much more difficult does that make your job? You're going to be saying bye to employees that mean a lot to this town.
Yeah, it's a devastating effect on the town. I think the services that we'll lose and the employees that we'll lose that we may not get back is devastating. But we were prepared, and as Stan said, we'll come together. Plainville are the most resilient people I've ever met in my life, and I do believe that we'll come together and we'll get through it. I do hope there's state aid that comes through to save us. The cuts that we're talking about will have a significant impact on public safety and on our local schools. So let's hope that in the next few weeks we see some numbers come through the state that might help us at least a little bit. But I agree with Stan. We'll get through this. Plainville is a strong town, built with strong people, resilient people, and we will get through it. But it's going to be a tough day tomorrow here.
The override did not pass. As someone who ran for school committee, I'll ask you the question. I assume you voted yes on the override?
I did support the override.
So now that it did not pass, you go on to a school committee and you have to say bye to 38 people.
Yes, it's disappointing. I supported the override 100%, and I think we do have a difficult job. I think that, as I said, we have an extraordinary team. We'll get through it. I will say, of course, I haven't served on the committee before, so I can't speak to the details, but I know that we have great leadership. I know it's a great town. I'm grateful for all the people that came out to vote, and I feel the representation was very thorough, and anyone that believes in democracy should be happy to see what we saw today in terms of the people coming out. I'm not happy about the results of the failed override, but I know that we have a strong town and we'll come together and we'll do what we need to do to get through it.
So tomorrow night, we're preparing already for some end-of-year activities that we have to go through, and some preparation for the annual town meeting. We've got work to do there. We knew, regardless of the outcome of the election, regardless of the outcome of the override, we're going to be busy tomorrow, and we'll be busy for the next 2 weeks. Certainly our job is a little more challenging because of the results of the override election, but I think we need to take the time to hear what the people are saying. If they're saying that the override was too much of an amount, if the pandemic has them too concerned about their own circumstances, and rightfully so, if they want to be sure that we are doing the responsible thing with the money they already entrust us, and that we're doing the proper planning and taking care of the town fiscally for the long term. Those are messages that I heard that they have questions about, and I think we need to answer those questions. And so this is a challenge for us.